And good on the second, so he makes them both. The Nuggets missed the postseason again last year. Never really had a good look at it and just fell in back of the pack.
And it's the second straight year of not playing playoff basketball in Denver. This coming on the heels of 10 straight bursts between 04 and 13.
And the basket by Johnson.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Moutier passes to Gallinari. Poked away. Porter with the steal. And here we go. Washington fast break. And that one's good. Johnson's got 5.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now here's Moutier. His scoring average sitting at 15 points a game right now. That's a pretty sizable contribution. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And, you know, for Denver, historically, they've enjoyed a lot of success for a long time. I mean, missing the playoffs consecutively might have been the wake-up call they needed to try something different going forward.
And listen, it's sometimes really hard for teams like the Nuggets to know when to rebuild. So while they weren't quite sure what they had coming into last season, by the end of it, they had a clear idea of what direction they needed to head into for the future.
Now here's Wall. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Chicago.
And don't forget about his work on the glass. I mean, he contributed in a number of ways.
Gallinari dishes to Moutier. Got a piece of it. And it's Otto Porter with the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Moutier kicks to Fareed. Shot's good. Fareed's got his first basket.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
Shot from 12. They recover it. Knocked loose. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Len.
Nuggets ball.
The Nuggets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Moutier kicks to Gallinari. Down low. They get a hand on it. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, guys. A bit ago, Mike Malone and I were able to chat. One player on his mind in this matchup is John Wall and the spark he can provide on both ends of the court. He said that John Wall just has a knack for making big plays. His defensive abilities allow him to get strip steals and turn them into easy opportunities on the opposite end of the floor. We don't want him taking over the game on the defensive end. Guys?
Thanks, Doris. Well, perhaps one of the most intriguing draft picks of this past summer. Emmanuel, that jam! Beautiful.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Washington trails by 4. Johnson goes in, and it is flushed down with a nice jam. That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary.
And you know what?
Man.
That man can climb a ladder.
There's a good screen. Now, here's Moutier, covered by Wall. Jokic, no good.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nene. And Washington going with a whole new group here. .125 left in the first quarter. Chandler with the screen on Russell. Now here's Moutier. Defense is right there. Chandler outside. And he's good on the 3 ball. Chandler's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And that's good stuff from him. Nice touch.
There's 57 seconds left to play in the first quarter. There's the pass to Green. 5 to shoot. With the runner. And the basket good. A bench shot that time. There's 42 seconds left to play here in the first. Moutier kicks to Chandler. The feed to Moutier. Here's Laverne, guarded by Green. And it's Laverne missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. It's going to be Muhammad shooting. That one on Chandler. Washington shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And on, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
Now, here's Moutier. He's got 5. Here's Harris. And it's wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
What a 3 at the horn as they end the quarter on a high note.
Couldn't agree more. That'll give them a nice little lift, I think, going into the next quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Nuggets.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
The Nuggets leading by 4. Henry Sims out there with Muhammad. Then it's Roy Hibbert. Then it's Russell. And it's Thompson in at the 2 spot. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Harris passes to Nurkic. 6 on the shot clock. Got a piece of it, but he gets it back. And Washington called for the foul. Washington making some changes. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Muhammad. And it's John Wall in for Russell.
Otto Porter. John Wall.
Screen by Nurkic. Harris against Wall. Wall with some nice D. Washington trails by 4. And who has been a greater enigma than Roy Hibbert, a guy who can look like an all-star Clark one game and an undrafted free agent the next?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the kind of swings Roy has had. He's been really good at times. Sometimes he gets in his own way with overthinking things, but I think he's got everything he needs to be an upper-tier center, upper echelon center. just has lacked consistency the last year or two.
Kenneth Fareed's checked in for Wilson Chandler.
And on the topic of Hibbert, he was an enigma in college, had a very encouraging junior season, looked like a future lottery pick, and then that uninspiring senior season, which kind of dropped his draft stock considerably.
That's good. Gallinari's got his first basket.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Thompson outside. Porter in the corner. Looks for Hibbert. Gets it to him. Plays it up and banks it in.
You know, going back to Hibbert, last season was a perfect example of what we're talking about in terms of consistency. One game he puts up 22 and 8, the next game 2 and 1. But, you know, every team in the league would like to be in the Roy Hibbert game once the light finally rolls on and stays on. Consistency the challenge for Hibbert. That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
Barton, no luck.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
And finished off by Porter.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here.
Just not happy with how his team is playing, and they just have been on the wrong side of this run.
Yeah, and you know what, Greg? Sometimes just a pause in the action, which is what a timeout can give you, is enough to change things around.
Washington making a change here. Johnson's checked in. And Denver has possession. They trail by 3. This their first look at this year's Washington squad. And that's a foul called on the Prophet. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Jokic. Screened by Fareed. And the foul goes on Roy Hibbert. That's his first foul. Nene, he's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Here's Jokic. 5 on the clock. Here's the teardrop. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Here's Sims. Plays it in without an inch of room around him. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Washington.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition. This guy is a high flyer, I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
And Wall kicks to Johnson. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Here's Nene, and Washington again with the bucket.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose, the D hasn't been able to keep up.
And Nene, a guy with an incredibly strong start to his career in Denver, the first Brazilian to ever be selected in the first round. Voted, as you may recall, to the NBA All-Rookie team.
Yeah, it came into the league just a tremendously raw talent, really developed faster than a lot of people expected, but what has been the case for him is the injury bug. I mean, the knee, the foot, shoulder, Achilles, You name it, he's had it, and it's hindered his career somewhat.
And cancer. He's beaten cancer.
That's a very good point.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
Yeah, you know, going back to Nene, in 14 years, he's been able to suit up for roughly 65% of the games. That's tough on the team's continuity on both ends of the floor. Injuries have been a part of that, though, and oftentimes those are beyond the player's control.
Washington making some changes. Big Cat is checked in for Hibbert. Muhammad comes in for Henry Sims, and it's Russell in for John Wall. Denver also making some changes. Laverne, he's checked in for Reed. Chandler comes in for Gallinari. And it's Moutier in for Will Barton. That's good.
And you know, guys, the thing with Nene, he helps you in so many ways when he's in there. He's hard to back down in the post. He eats up space. Tough to get around on picks. He has the toughness that champions are made of.
Darrell Arthur, he's checked in for Denver.
Darrell Arthur.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. And taken away by Johnson. And here's the fast break. Russell leading the way. And Muhammad throws it down.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick two at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now.
Kicks it to Moutier. Arthur sets the pick for Moutier. And he dunks it. And it frees him up.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal. Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Muhammad dishes to Johnson. Releases from 15, and that one comes up a bit short. The Nuggets trail by 4. For Denver, they have made 3 free throws so far. far. Haven't missed any. And the first one drops. And Washington making a change here. Both free throws good from Moutier. 15 seconds left now here in the second. Now Vasquez. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Green inside the three-point line. The shot's good. Vasquez making the play. Moutier. No good. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Washington leads by 4. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Roy, you've gotten some bench production tonight that's made an impact here. Tell us how the depth has shaped the team's mentality and identity.
We're a complete team. You know, from top to bottom, we got guys on the bench that are just as good as our starting five. We can go out there and produce. And defensively, if we keep this up, we'll be all right tonight.
Roy, well done. Team effort. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Wizards.
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. And when I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive end because they were scoring in bunches. Now, you want your reserves to just at least come in and hold the fort, but they did way more than that tonight.
And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
Their defense is getting flat out embarrassed. Embarrassed, however you say it, Ernie. I realize they had to deal with a team who was red hot most of the first half, but that's an excuse. You know what? They got to be aggressive. They got to step up on that D. They got to prevent that. They need more effort, Ernie.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We will see you later.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. The Prophet really making a difference here.
The way he was able to attack the rim in that first half, defenders are going to need to start building walls and being connected defensively if they want to have any chance to stop him.
Now, come on, Greg. That's much easier said than done when he's the penetrator. I mean, his speed and agility make him extremely tough to cover.
Here's Moutier. So out there for the Nuggets right now. Gallinari sits outside at 3 with Farid at the 4. Moutier out there with Will Barton. Got a piece of it. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Just a whisker away from coming up with the steal there.
Screen by Farid. To the left wing. Just 5 on the clock. Gallinari inside the three-point line. No good from the wing.
Really was a slow start for Gallinari last season. It took him a while to get back to speed after missing all of the 2013-14 season with that torn ACL.
Tipped away. Now here's Moutier, covered by Wall. Johnson against Gallinari. And he gets it to go. Gallinari's got 7. And a minute played as the second half gets going. And here's Wall. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. And there's the call on the name. That's foul number 2 for him. The Nuggets trail by 4.
Denver calls time.
Denver calls timeout.
You know, Kenneth Faried was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team 4 years ago. Took the league by storm with his energy and hustle. Looked like the sky was the limit for him, but every year since then, his numbers have looked very similar.
Getting back to Faried, the numbers through last season tell a very interesting story. His field goal percentage has gone down every year, while his free throw percentage has gone up every year.
Yeah, his rebounds, assists, steals, block numbers have all stayed relatively flat. You know, he's making a positive contribution, but maybe not at the level of that contract extension he signed back in 14.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Coach Mike Malone had some words for his team. He told his guys, be patient at the offensive end. Whatever we do, we cannot waste possessions with bad shot selection. Those could prove to be crucial to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Washington leading now by 4. Wall up top.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam.
Oh, my goodness. He's just getting nasty on him now. Wow.
Yeah, now that they've built up a lead, this is when he really breaks out those incredibly slick moves.
Man, like a Ginsu knife, just slicing and dicing.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Washington calls timeout. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And really the signature of that game was what they were able to do from a defensive standpoint, particularly on the low post.
Yeah, and they were up in the air an awful lot in that paint area, getting their hands on shots, a lot of them, but if they didn't block them or touch them, they actually changed them.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and it's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
Washington leading now by 4. Johnson outside. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. And Faried sends it back. And he's able to get it back. Here's Len. And finally they hit one. Len's got the lead up to 6 now for Washington. Nuggets have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Screen by Faried. Barton kicks to Gallinari. Cranes it from beyond the arc. Gallinari's got 10 points.
This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
Well, what a season for Alex Len last year. Came in looking to find a spot for the team, and he made huge jumps in his game.
And I think it correlated with his minutes going up as well. I mean, played a lot more minutes, and he's a very complete big guy. With the added minutes, the production has gone up as expected.
To the left wing, Gallinari wide open, and again Denver with the triple.
His performance today has just been so important. What a luxury to have a guy that's that dependable.
And Wall, here we go now, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Gallinari passes to Fareed, and there's another one for the Nuggets.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
To the middle, off the pick, and slam dunk by Nene.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
1:15 left in the third. Moutier kicks to Gallinari. Screen by Fareed. Poked away. And now Porter pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. For Denver, they have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight. First one falls for him. Big group substitution here for Denver. And he can't hit the second. They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
Green dishes to Muhammad. 30 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Big Cat. Shot clock at 6. All alone. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Big Cat's got his first points of the night. Moutier with the ball. He's got 10. Here's the screen. Green with the block. But they recover it. And he drains the 3, but let's see. They may need to review it. I'm not sure the ball was out of his hand in time. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
Yeah, that's a tough call there with the naked eye. Fortunately, the league's replay center able to slow it down, zoom in, and check all the angles.
Exactly, making certain the right call was made. They've done a great job of speeding the process and giving the officials the information they need to arrive at the right call.
And they've overturned the call. The replay was conclusive, and that one's going to count.
And, Kevin, an example of why it's good to have replay. I don't know what kind of impact it'll have on the final result, but you always want them to get every call right.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Washington shooting the ball with incredible accuracy. 68% so far. They've got Roy Hibbert. Green is out there with Shabazz Muhammad. Then it's Thompson, and it's Russell in at the 1 spot. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
Hey guys, looking at Roy Hibbert, just a mountain of a man, listed these days at about 7'2", 290 pounds, with the wingspan of a pterodactyl. I mean, a true game changer inside when he's motivated and on his game.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Well, talking about Roy Hibbert, he doesn't just have size. He has a strong lower body, too. Very hard. And you know this, Clark. You worked for the organization. You saw it firsthand. Very hard to back that guy down in the post.
Yeah, and for years he's worked on ways to complement that size with improved training and footwork, even indulging in MMA one off season. Well, I tell you what, he'd be one scary super heavyweight if he went the full distance in MMA.
Agreed.
We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stroke.
Harris against Russell. Harris, right side. Nurkic a screen on Russell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nice work there coming off the screen.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Green, the screen. Hibbert against Nurkic. Hibbert gets the bucket. And Washington leads by 4.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Ladies and gentlemen, Games team.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
During that break, Coach Mike Malone had some words for his team. He actually lit into them pretty heavily, saying, "We're being way too soft on the inside. I'd better start to see some toughness and more shots being challenged. No more easy baskets." Pretty strong words, guys.
A few possessions into the 4th quarter, just over a minute played. Barton passes to Fareed. Green with the block. Here's Porter. No luck. Now Denver takes it the other way. Fareed setting the pick for Harris. Barton. The 3-pointer off the mark.
Good little 2-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Greg, it's really the main reason they're in front. All that early offense. I mean, when they've had the chance to push it, they've pushed it.
Washington leading now by 6. Here's Porter, and the foul on Will Barton. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Washington making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Green. Johnson comes in for Hollis Thompson. And John Wall subbed in for Russell. And Denver also making a switch. Moutier, he's checked in for Gary Harris. Rejected by Wall. Wenke kicks to Wall. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Washington.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
And he makes both free throws.
Well, how about John Wall in this one? He has 8 points and a couple of great-looking rejections. So far, 2 blocks.
Yeah, you know, he's had a great feel for their ball movement down low and for where to be when the shot's going up.
Ball's knocked loose. Now here's Moutier. He's guarded closely. Fareed against Nene. Fareed, a screen on Wall. Shot clock at 6. They double him with the name. Here's Fareed. From 16 feet away, he cans it.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Oh! He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for dunk of the year, and perhaps... might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers. Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
Moutier dishes to Gallinari. Fareed setting the pick for Gallinari. Some solid defense there by Nene. Washington leading now by 8. Porter and Fareed. Sends it back.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete. on the boards.
Yeah, you know, but down the stretch here, guys, they'll summon that extra effort to try and get it done, I think. Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
Well, look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Glenn, a screen. Johnson attacking. Got him up in the air with the pump fake and then took advantage.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're losing by 8. 1:30 left in the fourth quarter. .130 left to play here in the fourth. Here's Gallinari. He scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
And the deeper we get into this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Without question. I mean, both of these teams are firing on full broadband bandwidth. I mean, full throttle ahead.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see. Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim. He has really shot the ball extremely well, as you'd expect. Like we say, he's been making sweet string music all day long.
High post try. That's in. He's 7 for 12 now in the game. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Right wing. Here's Len. Makes it off the glass. Len's got the lead up to 8 now for Washington.
Just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
Well, this lead is too big to overcome. I'm going out on the limb right now. There's just not enough time left on the clock to make up the ground they have to make up.
They get it back. Jokic, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over. That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown. Finishing strong.
Denver calls timeout. They're down by 10. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And look, this one's out of reach. I don't know what they're thinking with this timeout.
Neither do I. I mean, maybe they're going over their plans for after the game. Who knows? But let's just get out of here.
19 seconds left in the game. Laverne passes to Arthur. The 3. And Laverne kicks to Sampson. There's the triple. Nice shot by Arthur.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just are not letting up at all.
Now here's Vasquez. From deep three-point range, it's off. And so Washington takes the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds, Clark.
You know what? They showed their character in crunch time, though, doing what had to be done to send these fans home happy.
And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. But first, the post-game show with Ernie Johnson just a few aisles above us.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, so is Shaquille O'Neal. Time now for some highlights as we take a look at our Jordan player of the game.
A ton of his points were coming inside tonight. It really speaks to how aggressive he was in this game. If there was a path to the hoop, he was attacking. Love that kind of mindset in a backcourt or a wing play.
You know what, Ernie? I must admit it. I didn't see this kind of performance coming from him tonight. He's been coming off a stretch of game where he just looked lost out there. To see him turn around this quickly, it's a nice surprise. Play after play, he was getting after it, making plays, and making it look easy.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Hart.